Good evening. This is Tony T. Jinks on Instagram, Heal and Reveal on Facebook for now. And of course, if you're on here, it's Heal and Reveal Tony Jenkins here on YouTube. It's the end of September. Today is actually September 29th, Saturday, September 29th, Illumination 11. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. We have just entered into fall last weekend. So we're going into October. Under the again under fall, which again is autumn. It is the time for reaping what you sow. It is the original time of Thanksgiving and all that stuff. So going into this 10th month of October, carrying into the vibration of 10. Tens have to deal with completion. So like whereas this nine took us to towards our highest vibration. It was also a call for ending of karmic cycles and things like that. Now, if you made it to the 10, this is kind of like it's kind of like a reassessment to see where your energy is at. Did you make it through without the proper? I mean, did you make it through, or did you take the scrapes that are pretty much going to make you have to start all over again? So going into October, what I did is I laid out the 12 cards for the zodiac using the Barbary. Sorry about that. Zodiac Oracle, and I'm just going to go month for month. I'm going to do a live, laugh, love. Live as in how we make our living. So this is career. And even like say for people like me who are basically semi-retired, you still have a career. You still have things that you do that engage your energy. So career is going to include anything that you do for a livelihood, whether it's a hobby, a craft, or actual getting up and go do a 9 to 5. The laugh component is going to be your self-care. What are you doing to take care of your health, or advice towards your health and your well-being in general? And then the love component, I'm going to go ahead and tie it into relationships, whether this is relationships with family or relationships with a significant other outside of family. Let's just leave it there. So what I'm going to do is go month by month. I'm going to pull 3 cards for each month, and then I'm going to reshuffle, because if you know anything about me, we are collectively connected, so some of the same cards are going to apply for month for month. Another thing about that is this is a direct pull on the sun sign, but sun, moon, whatever your sign is, if it resonates for you, take it. But again, I am asking for this to be relegated to the sun sign. So, for example, I'm an Aries, so I'm pulling for the energy for my Aries sun. But if I get over here to my moon, which is Capricorn, and if it makes sense to me, I'm not going to trick myself and not use it. So, take it with a grain of salt. And then also on a higher perspective, we are all signs. So if information comes out that makes you feel good or gives you some kind of clarity, don't never worry about how it got to you. Just worry about the fact that it did get to you. So I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm using the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms as the actual reading cards. And again, I'm going to throw 3 cards per sign. So this will be kind of lengthy, but if you want to stick around, stick around. If not, I will post it, and you're more than welcome to come back. So for the live components of Aries, basically, again, your career. We have the eyes of beauty. For the laugh component, which again is your self-care, we have the sacred union in reverse. And for the love component, love itself, relationships, we have the ringmaster of scrutiny. So going into Aries, the live component or advice for October for your career is the eyes of beauty. You should have positive expectations, and you also need to have a sense of clarity. Remember, I was saying we're coming into the 10 vibration. It's kind of like now that you've already rolled through the primary part of the turmoil of this year, all the way up to month 9. Now it's the time for you to kind of like kick it into overdrive and go ahead and bring it home. So go ahead and see all the positive that's left out of everything that you went through this year. And I mean, a lot of us, myself included, we pretty much went through a lot of things this year. Even if it was not bad, you probably went through something extensive that brought you into some point or some form of change throughout this year of 2018. So now at this point, you need to clarify what you're going to do with that change. Are you going to say, okay, the storm's over, and now mess around and go back outside and want to get back in it? Or are you going to say, okay, I made it through that storm for a reason so that I can get on to my greatest and highest good and leave all that trash stuff behind me? So you'll need to keep positive expectations and not want to go back and revisit because, okay, now I'm stronger, so now I can safely go back and play with these elements, people, places, and things that probably gave you that high sense of turmoil. So stay out of that. The number on the eyes of beauty is a 25, which again is a 7. It's self awareness. With the 25, you have the 2, which means you need to look at yourself. And then that 5 is how are you going to move? Again, with that 5, it also can very easily turn into manipulation. If you trick yourself into thinking that, oh, I'm this much stronger now that I've already made it through, now I can go ahead and put my hand back in this fire because I know it's not going to burn me. Don't trick yourself. Keep clear on everything that you're doing. Look at the positives and don't find yourself wanting to get back into the negative. If you made it out of a situation, it was probably for your greatest and highest good in the first place. Don't want to go back and keep repeating cycles. That's what that 9, tomorrow's the last day of this 9. Tomorrow, that's what this 9 was about, was completing your karmic cycle. So if you got out of it, see the beauty in the you that made it through all this other stuff and don't want to go backwards. So that's what I have for the career side of it, is just stay focused. Keep pushing ahead. Everything that brought you turmoil business-wise or career-wise, chalk it up as a loss, but at the same time, see it as a gain. Do not find yourself looking more towards the negative sides of any situation. Everything has a silver lining, even when it's, just that much to where it hurts you and gives you heartache. I'll put it like that. There's always a positive, because you could have stayed in there and, found yourself even deeper in the shit that you probably was in. So if you made it through something, take it as a beautiful thing and keep pushing. Business-wise, stay clear with yourself. The laugh component, again, is a self-care and in a sense self-love. It's the Sacred Union in reverse. The Sacred Union is a card, and I'm sorry, I'll show you the card soon. I apologize. This is what the first one was. It was the Eyes of Beauty. So anybody needs to see what the card looks like, and I apologize. The second card is the Sacred Union in reverse. The Sacred Union speaks towards partnerships and romance. There's a lot of things going on with the card. It's a 27. It's a 9. Again, with this 9 was you're supposed to make things get to its highest vibration so that you can find yourself out of it. Complete the cycles. With this Sacred Union right here, it's more of a call for you to find the union within yourself than you are out here seeking the unions of others. Remember, this is a self-care card. This is how your health is affected and basically your love for self. So if things have put you in a situation to where you have found yourself lonely and you thinking that that's messing with your mental health and you find yourself under depressive states and stuff, as an Aries, don't want to just jump out here and get into something else that's going to fill the void. Find that time to bring yourself back into sacred balance. And that's really what this theme is right now around us with the autumn and even with the 9 month. It was a time for you to get divine balance in. It was time for you to make concessions between the divine masculine and the divine feminine and bring them into sacred balance, or again, a sacred union. So pull it back in, spend more time worrying about yourself and what components of you make you feel lonely than you might find yourself wanting to get out here and fix the loneliness. You need to have joy within yourself. You need to be able to laugh at the energy that you present with yourself, not with the energy that you feel like you need to give the others or the energy you need to receive from others. So in that laugh component, with this Sacred Union, find joy with yourself. Find peace in being alone if that's what your situation has left you with. And don't get out here and be us classic Aries and get hot-headed and impatient and impulsive and just throw our energy into whatever feels good for the moment. So don't do that. Find that sacred union within yourself. Again, it's a 27, which is a 9. And again, it is make sure that you are seeing yourself and being totally aware of what your faults and your highlights are, and don't fall prey to them. Just stay even and stay balanced. Going on to the third component of this card, which again is the love component. This one is more of a relationship type love. With this last one, the previous card, the Sacred Union, it did speak towards self-care and self-love. This last one, we're going to tie it into love for others. So it's the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Again, another 9. And remember, we're at the end. For most Aries, your energy probably felt like you're coming out of karmic cycles or finding yourself stuck in karmic cycles. So use discernment, the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny is all about discernment and clear details. And I mean, he's going to have clear vision and clear details. Be clear that if you made it through all this other stuff that, might have put you on your ass for a little bit this year, that your discernment should be, don't go back and do what got you done up. Just being straight up and honest with you. If you put yourself back in the same situations that took you out or damn near took you out, that's not using good discernment. And that's not even honoring the details, and it's damn sure not having a clear vision. If you get burnt by taking poison, don't take the same poison twice thinking that you gain immunity. And that's what that other card was over there saying too. So it ties in from basically all angles. And again, it's a 9. Nines are endings. Nine means that things have made it to their highest vibration. So if you are in a relationship that has soured out and it made it to its highest vibration, honor that. Find, again with that other card, find the good from it, find the experience out of it, chalk it up as experience, move ahead. Stay clear in your vision, use the discernment to take the information from what you have already experienced into creating better experiences. You've already had all the details, so don't find yourself wanting to go backwards in this 10 month. So for the month of October, don't think that just because you survived the 9 that you're going to want to go back and repeat the cycles all over again. A repeat under a 10 could be a long-term thing. And that's just from my energetic perspective. If you have made it out of the 9, things have made it to an end, and then you all of a sudden revisit old energies, you may bring that in for a whole lot more cycles than what you think. Oh, I'm going to play just for a minute, and then I'm going to get out of it when it goes sour. May not be that easy. So don't fool yourself. So again, for the love component, for Aries during the month of October, use discernment and honor the details that have already been given, and make sure you're using clear vision. The other side of that is, as an Aries, is don't find yourself out here just moving sideways. Don't be out here just running into anything and anyone just to feel the whole. Be sure if you're going to play that it's some place that you want to play and some place that you can play safely. Don't think that you can tie other people's energies into your own and that it's going to be a easy release. It just ain't going to be that way. So make sure you're staying clear, make sure you're using good discernment, and make sure that you are honoring all the details. Make sure that you are giving full disclosure as you want full disclosure. And that's what I got for us, Aries. And as you can see, I'm already like 12 minutes in, and I'm just now through the first one. So this is going to be kind of lengthy. Hopefully YouTube doesn't do like they've been doing me. I'll be having massive amounts of video recorded, and then they'll just delete it. I'm at a point to where if they save it, fine. If they don't, fine. No sense in stressing over anything right now at this point. I'm just trying to be little Duval out here. Living my best life. Now, for Aries, from Aries, we go on to Taurus. Taurus, again, the second sign, the bull, sometimes stubborn. So here we go with the live, and I shuffle the cards. We got Sacred Union in reverse again. All right, and I'll go back and replay it, but I know y'all saw me shuffle these cards. And for the lab component, we got the Ringmaster Scrutiny. And now I know I shuffled cards. And for the love component, we got the Web Weaver in reverse. Sorry, it kind of threw me off. I mean, I already know to expect this. These same cards are going to keep coming up throughout this whole reading because, again, we're interconnected. So your issues are my issues. And the fact that this is what's going on from Aries into Taurus, if you know anything about cusp signs where one sign blends into another one, the last 2 cards from the Aries blended into Taurus. So it is what it is. So going into the live component, this again is career. For Taurus, it's the Sacred Union in reverse. Sacred Union in reverse is speaking towards the partnerships. It may be a time for them to make some changes. I was going to use the word dissolve, but as soon as I got ready to say it, I kind of got a sense that no, that's not totally the whole picture. It's just kind of like a time for a review. You may be being, as a Taurus, you may be being a little bit too stubborn, and you have all the information, and that's going to come up in the other card. You have enough knowledge and enough information to know that you probably are going to need to operate a little bit different. This ain't all tying the energy into somebody else making mistakes in the business. This is you not making enough concessions to make growth in the business for yourself. So it's a little bit of a laziness in it through that stubborn energy that Taurus can have. So you're going to have to honor your partnerships in the sense of if they run their course, don't keep dragging your feet and again romanticizing. Don't keep romanticizing the situation when you know it's already dead. And at the same time, if you are the reason why they're dead, then you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to get up and implement some of your energy into the partnership, or therefore it's not really a partnership at all. So with this sacred union, from the business perspective, it's time for you to cut the strings where they need to be cut, but at the same time, it's time for you to take the knots out of the strings that you have been blocking up on your own. So get up and make sure that you have maximized your efforts into your business. If you're an employee, make sure you have given your all to that situation. You should never be at a point to where your job is pretty much your chore. If you're going to work day in, day out, but it's like those 9 or 10 hours, whatever it is, I don't know, that's how long it's been since I worked. Whatever it is from 9 to 5, that's 3, that's 8. Those 8 hours that you're at work are just straight hell, then you ain't really living life out here. You're really not. You're just enslaving yourself to this system and this cycle that pretty much has us out here running around with anxieties anyway. You should not be out here working 3 and 4 jobs just trying to have 1 to 2 hours apiece. It don't add up. You're only making somebody else happier, and you have no time to be happy for yourself. So as a Taurus, I understand you like to sit still and be grounded and all that stuff, but make sure you're not grounding your own energy to where it's a time for it to flourish and get out here and expand. But you're caught up in your own ways, and you're just romanticizing the situation instead of honoring the fact that you may be in situations, partnerships, or employment that just really ain't serving you. But again, make sure you find out if it's you not serving it or if the situation just doesn't serve you. So business wise, make some changes. Honor that partnership. Bring it back in and get it together. Make sure your work reflects your life. Make sure it's a balance. That's that sacred union. Getting into the the laugh component, which again is self-care, self-love, and the whole nine. It's the ring master of scrutiny. This one is still tied into the previous card, the sacred union in reverse, the business card. Because if you aren't happy at work, it translates to you not being happy at home. And I think more so, I mean, that's what everybody in every sign, but I think it kind of hits off with a Taurus more than most other signs, because a Taurus needs that peaceful environment. They want everything to be stable and grounded. So if you're at work all day, again, working all these jobs or working a job that is draining your energy, when you come home, you don't have the energy to be at peace. So you're going to have to operate again with the clear vision and the details and use discernment. If your work is killing you, get out of that field or get into something else. And it's easy for us to say, well, that's all I know or that's all I got. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that you can go out here and apply for something to get it the next day, but you're never going to know until you try. And you cannot say that all I got is all I will ever have. Even if you're not a magical practitioner, you're going to have to start practicing some level of manifestation. If where you are at and what you got going on does not work for you, change it. Whether it's just strictly through using voice or whether it's actually getting off your ass and making some changes. But you can't sit and complain about not being happy at point A and you have done nothing to get to point B. It just is what it is. I'm not trying to be hard or cold, nothing like that. But you have to use a higher sense of discernment. You can't manifest if you're not really willing to invest. And getting into the last card, which was the relationship card, live, laugh, love. This was the love card. The relationship card is the web weaver in reverse. It's a 4. 4s are boxes. And you remember I was saying earlier, like with the Taurus, that if work ain't happy, home ain't happy. If home ain't happy, your relationship ain't happy. And then that makes you feel like you're trapped. That's when that 4, instead of it being balanced, becomes a box. So you're going to have to own your part of this web that you've been weaving. You can't just say, "Oh, well, my partner don't understand me." Your partner can only understand what he or she is presented with. And if you're doing nothing to get to your greatest and highest good, they can only deal with the certain level of percentages that you're really displaying. Because it's all right for a Taurus to only operate from lower level energies. And I'm not saying that you're low vibrational. I'm just saying that you are good enough at not using your will until you really need to, because nothing can really move you until you want to. And so this is what this web weaver is saying, that it's time for you to want to. With the web weaver, it speaks towards synchronicity, divine intelligence, and cause and effect. If you are not doing anything to make any changes, that's a cause. Then if you're not doing anything to get any changes, you won't receive any changes. That's an effect. So be the change you seek. And I'm going to cut it right there for that one. That's enough for Taurus. because y'all don't like too much information. Now, again, now I'm going to stack these cards in here in 3 different locations and shuffle and see if they come up. And that's what I have for Taurus going on in the Gemini next. Again, this is a live, laugh, love reading. This evidently is going to be a long reading, but I'm down for it. I'm good. All right, shuffling cards, going on to Gemini. 3rd sign of the zodiac. All right, one more shuffle because I can kind of feel something get ready to happen. Didn't go through. All right, live, laugh, love for Gemini. First card, the Whale Watcher in reverse. Second card, the River Queen. Third card, the Winged Wise Ones in reverse. Okay, the first card is the live card. In other words, that's your career card. It's the Whale Watcher in reverse. It's a 7. 7 means that there's some awareness issues going on. With the Whale Watcher, it's speaking towards wisdom and the power of the divine. With a Gemini, they're very mental at times. And so sometimes they may actually shut out the information that they may be receiving from higher sources because it does not feel authentic or does not resonate with what they have going on within their own mind. The danger with that is if you are listening to what is going on within your own mind and your own mind has already set up its own system of keeping it safe, then you won't get out of that trap of only listening to what resonates with you. Sometimes you'll have to establish resonance instead of just thinking that resonance is going to kick off like that. Sometimes you're going to have to actually do some homework and see whether the divisions of your own mind, especially a Gemini, whether you are honoring your own traps by not allowing for resonance and discernment to kick in. And I think that'll make sense to somebody. So, again, you'll have to understand that where wisdom comes in, sometimes you can't dispute it. But when you find yourself disputing it, you have to ask yourself if that's your ego mind, or even in some cases, not your ego mind. It's just the divided mind of a Gemini that says, okay, I need to run this through a system of checks and balances before I can give it any validation and credit. Sometimes that's a well-established trap. So be mindful in the aspect of business with this Whale Watcher. If you're studying long, you're studying wrong. When spirit, higher self, your ancestors, your orishas, your angels, I don't care who you call on, when something has said, look, we ain't doing what makes us happy, we really need to reach out and do more, or we've done enough, and now it's time for us to reap our reward. Now it's time for us to reap what we sow, which is really what this season is about. So if October has been trying to tell you it's time for you to pull back and enjoy some of the fruits of your own labor, do it. Because if you're just sitting out here, kind of like with the Taurus, work. If you're just out here working, but you don't have any end plan to get back out and enjoy it, it's you really just bought the cycle that keeps us caught in the trap anyway. Right now, we're just like at a point to where everybody wants to work, survive, but not thrive. We just want to get by and have just enough to make us feel happy within the containment field of everybody else who's already happy. Everybody's working for somebody else who's not working for, that's working for somebody else that's working for somebody that ain't working. And that's the way it's set up. You'll hear me say it all the time. The 1% really got us caught up in our own trap. So this Gemini card right here, the Whale Watcher, telling you to stop trying to play like the 99 and start thinking like the 1. Not just the 1%, but the 1, as in it has to be about you. So career-wise, if it's not benefiting you, you need to start taking some of the benefits of it, especially if you are as intellectually gifted as most Geminis are. If you got the know-how to produce yourself a better existence, do it and use it. Don't build it and then be scared to partake of it. So career-wise, make the concession to listen to the wisdoms that's been presented to you, and find some enjoyment in your work, even if it means taking you a vacation. The holiday season is up on us now anyway, so if you haven't taken holiday time, make sure you take it. But do not take it just to go spend it around family or other people that are going to be part of the same equation to keep you in a trap. And I'm not trying to say that don't go spend time around family, but if you're doing family as a obligation, then think that over. It has to be something that's going to get you some peace so that you can clear your mind, because remember, with a Gemini, y'all mental as hell. So be careful with that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Going on to the second card, the laugh card, and this is a self care card. Good, I didn't have to do it. It comes up right here. The self care card is what you need to do to make yourself laugh. Is the River Queen. You need to go with the flow and let go and enjoy natural movement. Remember, with a Gemini, most of them have a clear division in their mind. We all have a division in their mind. They just have a better control over it. Um, and sometimes in having such a control over being able to go hot cold so quick, that makes them have the ability to block natural movement because they can see where the road turns before they get to it, and they already have a guard set up there. It's like, no, this is not what I want, so I'm gonna divert the flow of the river. So again, that's what this card is saying. Let it go. Let life go the way it's supposed to go. Enjoy the flow and stop trying to direct the flow, because if you keep directing the flow, then it's only going to keep you going within the box that you bought into. And that comes up again on this card in the 9, in the sense of the 3 is not only communication, but it's also triangulation. If you're not doing everything to put yourself at a total balance, mind, body, and soul, then you're going to not establish a good foundation. That's at 6. And if you don't have a good foundation from the way that you're communicating, you won't reach it to the highest vibration. That's that 9. So just let it go. Speak what you want out of the situation. Watch for it to manifest, and then build a good foundation and let it just flow. You're manifestors. I haven't really met a Gemini that's not a high level manifester. If I have, I probably could pick out why they're not manifesting. Not trying to tout my talents or anything like that, but for most Geminis I've already met, y'all are magical as fuck. Excuse my language. Live, laugh, love. Going on into love. For love for the month of October is the Winged Wise Ones in reverse. This one is not a reversal. This one is exactly like the card says, angelic help and miraculous aid. So while it's in reverse, it is actually upright. It's upright. This is if you've been going through something, the clarity that you seek that you won't give to yourself is coming because you won't get out of your own way and allow things to flow naturally because you think that you have to control things, and that shit has had you caught up in a well because you've been building an energy that's probably been telling you to build you a way out, but you just been burying it into a well, waiting on that well to either run dry or fill up. And that stopped you from being the River Queen and having a natural flow because you won't get out of your way. The universe is going to send another version of yourself in some form of assistance to show you that it's time for you to get out of the way. And that's that 3 and that 4. Since you won't operate from self-awareness on your own, they will give it to you in division. They will speak to you, or things will speak to you. Messages will become clear that will take you out of your box. It will take you out of your box and put you in balance. It will put your ass back on that perch. So for your love, the help that you've been needing, the clarity that you've been seeking, because you can't give yourself the answers. And this is a lot of us, but maybe more so for a Gemini. When you are in conflicted energies within a relationship and you're trying to figure out whether you should stay or go, you can talk yourself into staying just as quick you can talk yourself into going. So when it gets to that point to where you just get to that point, I mean, that mindset, you like, well, I'm just going to sit still until I get a better answer. And even if the answer is coming, but again, because you won't get out the way, you won't recognize the correct answer. The answer is going to be unmistakable. So if you're in a relationship that has just been pretty much putting you to the test, keep your eyes open because the clarity that you need is on the way. During this month of October, the clarity that you need is on the way. That does not mean that, oh, I got the clear sign to leave. This may be the clear sign for you to make the adjustments to either stay or go. So I'm not going to say either way because this is a general pull. I can hear stay and go all throughout my head. Like 3 people finna go, but 4 people are here getting ready to stay. So I'm not finna do that to myself and try and play, medium or all that stuff. Not doing it. So for Gemini, for love, you need to pay attention and you need to honor the signs that you're given. Stop second guessing. Get the hell out your own way. And an answer is an answer is an answer. You cannot, take 1 plus 1 and try and make it 12. I mean, there's ways to do it, but you see how much extra effort it's going to take? Why not just let it go with the natural flow of 1 and 1 producing 2? So get out your own head. Get out your own head. This is just a open reading, Miss Felicia. I'm just doing for the month of October. I'm doing all 12 signs. Like right now, I'm going into Cancer. So I was going to do it like on Facebook, but Facebook got me under this, probation or whatever they got going on, and my feeds keep getting cut. So I'm doing it on here so I can post it on here. Normally, I would just do sign for sign, one video per sign, but I'm just going to try and lump it all into one. So I'm going into the fourth sign, which is Cancer. And it's a live, laugh, love. The live card deals with business and career. The laugh card deals with your self health and self care, and the love card deals with relationships. So, just in case, because I was talking, so I'm not gonna do that. Shuffle them one extra time in case the same cards come up. But again, I understand why they come up. For Cancer, for careers, the Hungry Ghost. For self care, it's the Swan Queen in reverse. And for relationships, it's the Resting Tree. All right, so for career, for October, for Cancer, is the Hungry Ghost card. The Hungry Ghost basically is what it is. It's obsessions, scarcity consciousness, and attachments. It's more fear than anything. It's it's a 14. If you look at the card, it's a 14. It is that one which is not just self, it's full potential. It's full potential to put yourself in the box. That's what that 4 is in this case. It's because you have attached your energy to your situation. So with Cancer, you're going to have to start, boy, I got to start using your voice. You're going to have to start speaking up for yourself. The same way that you want other people to speak up for themselves, you got to speak up for yourself. You cannot be the life coach for others, but don't have any coaching for yourself. So stop trying to teach everybody else how to find abundance when you only embrace scarcity. Don't think that you are consigned to be trapped in your situation. Stop attaching your energy to your turmoil. Stop finding a way to obsess over what's wrong and start embracing what's right. And if there is not enough things that are right, create it. Cut and dry for Cancer. Cut and dry. So for your career, change your mindset. Stop holding on to shit that ain't holding on to you. Stop obsessing about your job to the point of what it's doing to you instead of what it's doing for you. And if that don't match off, then you're gonna have to, make some changes. Now going on to the second card, which is the laugh card. Again, this is self-care and a bit of health is in here. It's the Swan Queen in reverse. And this is a gift. Whereas it's in reverse, it's actually upright. The Swan Queen, again, is a sign of balance. This is a chance for you to get out of the box. This is an ugly duckling card. With the Swan Queen, it talks about transformation, basically through using your intuition and patience. Patience, patience, patience. Remember, I just got through saying a minute ago, for a Cancer, y'all are very good advisors. Y'all can be the most supreme Iyanla changed my life, Dr. Phil, whoever you want to call it, Oprah. Y'all got that kind of energy. You can guide and advise anybody, but you don't listen to your own shit. So it's time for you to stop playing the ugly duckling game out here. In the same sense of intuition, like I said, the other card, the same sense of intuition that you have for others, you have to use for yourself. You got to start making sure that you are 100% good out here, not just the 60% that you are, but then that 110 that you show others, because you don't want others to lose their faith in self since they looking to you as the guide. So you got to stop lying to yourself the same way that you don't like for others to lie to you, because y'all can't stand when people lie to y'all. So you're going to have to make some transformations. You're going to have to embrace the fact that you have already made it out of the ugly duckling phase and that you truly are the Queen of Swans. So embrace the beauty of your energy, and it will reflect in everything else around you. It will help you cut those obsessions and attachments in the business field, and it's going to spill over here to the relationship and love field, which is the Resting Tree. The Resting Tree is a 22. It's time to build. That's a master number, Master Builder 22. It is the foundations upon all foundations. The 11 turns the lights on. The 22 says, hey, now I know where I need to go. Let me build the road. The best way that you're going to build a road, Cancer, is by keeping still and stop overworking yourself. Stop over-applying yourself into everybody else's situation and not fixing your own. So you're going to have to give yourself the same patience that you want others to have. That's funny. 2 cards, both of them got patience. Patience, patience, patience. I don't know how else I can say it. You Cancers, you're going to have to practice patience, and you have to keep still. Now, with this being tied to a relationship, is you're going to have to sit still to make an assessment. This ain't a sit still and stay in turmoil. This is a sit still and look at your whole situation. If it does not have a solid foundation, then you got, again, two options. You're going to apply the proper energy to it to give it a solid foundation, or if you've already put in as much work as you possibly can, then you need to pack up your tools and go. Because you cannot build a foundation where somebody is constantly and consistently destroying it. So for this resting tree, the object is to find rest. You need to find rest for yourself. You cannot find yourself resting where you're also being killed. So if you're in a situation, in a love situation to where it's just beating you down and you know you've done your best at it, time for you to uproot. Don't be the resting tree in the sense of staying somewhere where you're no longer wanted or no longer warranted to be. So protect yourself. But the key word is to have patience with yourself. The same way you can counsel others, you're going to need to counsel yourself, Cancer. That's what I got for Cancer. All right. Going on into good old Leo. I don't know. Let me see. I'm at 35 minutes. I'm kind of scared to go past 50 minutes. I'm probably going to stop at number 6, Virgo, see if there's an upload, and then I'll come back and do Libra through Pisces. So I'm going to do Leo and Virgo, which is 5 and 6, and then I'm going to stop this video and then come back after it loads. Wow. That card flew out. The way I go with cards when they fly out, there's something about it. So for the live or the career component for Leo, it's the Camel Boy. For the laugh component, it's the Hawk Prince in reverse. Wow. And the love component is the High Lady of Love and Compassion. There's a lot of energy in these 3 cards, to be honest with you. Leo. Okay. The first card, I can't even do it. The first card dealing with living, or again, the career. It's the Camel Boy. It's the 33. Your job might be teaching you a lesson, but the way the Leo's mind might work, most Leos, is that pride then can get in the way, and now you're going to take it as an affront. You're going to take it as somebody doing something against you, or like you being tested. Yeah, it's a test, but it's not a test as in somebody just trying to piss you off. This is a test to see whether you're going to make the proper answers or the proper steps to get out of that test. The energy on the card is a 33. That's the master teacher number. That is the time for you to ascend and come out of that. With the Camel Boy card, as far as your career, it is saying that you're going to have to take small steps, but you're going to have to ask for help along the way. So as far as for your career, you're going to need to put your feelers out, especially if you have a skill set. Do not think that you can just jump ship and then move over into a new career without having proper preparation. If you are working towards something or working for somebody who's not valuing you and or honoring you, or even if they are, but they just don't have the proper setup to make sure that you have the living that you desire, then you're going to have to take the small steps to get out of that system, and you're going to have to again ask for help to get to the next situation. So you're going to have to. What it feels like is not only the sense of filling out resumes and things like that. You're going to have to find out who knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And you'll be surprised how well that's worked for a lot of people in this system who don't really have the qualifications to be where they are, but they knew the right person or the right persons to get them where they need to be. So if you are a person with skill sets, or even if you don't have skill sets, but you have the capacity to learn skill sets, career-wise, it's time for you to get to something that is not only going to teach you how to have trust in yourself to produce the things you want, but can probably get you somewhere that's going to teach you a proper set of skills to secure what you want. So if you got a chance to go pick up like an apprenticeship like at a factory or something like that, use it to build yourself to where you're more marketable. But you're going to have to ask for help along the way, not only in, hey, can you help me get a foot in the door? But while you're there, find out what systems are within the systems to help you stay more marketable in that field or transition into other fields. So a little lip service will be very beneficial for Leo during the month of October. If you're looking to get out of your field, it does not mean jump ship. It just means take small steps and work the system. Find out who's already in the system that may know somebody else that can help you get in the system. get self-care and health card, it is the Hawk Prince in reverse. It's an 11. It's illumination. Remember, this is again for the 10 month, which is the completion month. It is basically you're having to face everything that you've already done. This is a true reap what you sow. Let me see if that comes up on there. Yeah, okay, it's not coming up on the card, but the Hawk Prince in reverse speaks towards paying attention and spirit communication. This is you have to do a passing review is what it feels like. With the Hawk Prince, think about the hawk. He can see as far ahead as just about as any other creature on this planet. They have real good vision. This one's saying that you may not have had that much good vision. You really didn't think your way through, and so now you have to kind of like deal with what you've done. That card just really don't like me. The Hawk Prince is just basically saying you're gonna have to pull yourself back in and make sure that you really clear about everything that you've done up until this 10th month. You have to own up to it. You have to pay attention to where you went left and where you went right. Because if you cannot, Sankofa, if you cannot look back at where you failed, then you're going to keep falling again. So this is not the negative reap what you sow. This is you're going to have to earn the fruits or own the fruits of what you've done. You're going to have to see that, if you quit a job and you quit out ahead, you quit ahead of schedule, then you have to own the fact that, maybe I shouldn't have jumped ship so quick, but I know that I have to make amends or make the means to survive. I'm not going to keep going back and forth and beat myself up for why I did what I did. I did it. I'm going to own it, and I'm just going to pay attention to make sure that next time I'm not going to burn myself or I'm not going to burn others if that's the case. So that Hawk Prince is like, if you didn't move correctly the first 10 months or the first 9 months of this year, this is a chance for you to get it to that 10 vibration, complete that cycle, and start over with fresh set of energies, or else you're going to find yourself running right back through it again. So it's a chance for you to become the Hawk Prince. See yourself clear all the way down that road by sitting and doing a little bit of self-reflection during this month of October. And it may come off a little confusing for some, but I think somebody got it. Basically, it's to sit down and pay attention to what you've done so that you don't keep doing the same shit. And getting over into the love component of it is the High Lady of Love and Compassion. It's a 1 card. It's a selfish card, but at the same time, it's telling you to not be selfish in that standard component. It's telling you to be selfish. You're going to have to make sure that you see yourself in the center of all the things that you're putting your energy to. With the card itself, it speaks towards reverence, kindness, and consideration. Consideration is a two-way street. This is where that selfishness comes in, because the same way you want people to treat you, you have to treat them the same way. So in other words, you are seeing yourself in your situation. I'm not going to do this to so-and-so because I won't want them to do this to me. Or if they did this to me, in some senses, you have to practice that sense of compassion, the High Lady of Love and Compassion. You have to practice a sense of compassion, of understanding when you don't keep repeating cycles. So one of the big things with a Leo, and one of the big things with most signs, but really with a Leo, is they have a sense of egoic pride. They do. I'm not trying to be funny with y'all or anything like that. But you do have a sense of ego, so if you get hit, you tend to hit back harder. Sometimes the hit was the end of the game. When you got hit, it's okay, I can't give you any more energy, because if I hit you back, now I got to watch out for you to hit me back. So instead of playing that cyclic game of baddest man hit my head and all that stuff, you have to practice consideration, you have to practice compassion, and understand that sometimes things happen. And just because you caught the short end of the stick don't mean that you need to keep playing in the mud with the person. So if you are going through a situation to where your ego has got hit, do the assessment and figure out if you want to keep building a cycle of playing repeat energies on low level vibrations. Cut and dry. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you in a higher sense. Practice love, practice compassion, but make sure that you are being considerate enough in the sense to where if you want them to do it to you, don't do it to them, even if they already done it to you. Sometimes vengeance is just it's not called for. And it ain't that my God gonna get you. Nah, I don't deal with all that stuff. It's just that, okay, you got me. Now I got to do what's best for me, and that's it. And sometimes your absence or your refusal to play games with others can be more detrimental than for you playing tit for tat. So that's what I got for you, Leo. And then I'm gonna do Virgo, and then I'm gonna stop this video because it's already at 45 minutes. So Virgo, and then I'll come back with a second video and finish up with Libra through Pisces, signs 7 through 12. So again, if you're just coming in here, this is a live, laugh, love for the month of October. Live in the sense of your career, laugh in the sense of your self-care and health, and love in the sense of love, relationships. Shuffling the cards, seeing what's going on here. One more flip. And so for Virgo, here's what I got. Sacred Union in reverse. The Prison Waif in reverse. The Mapmaker of Destiny in reverse. Okay, we just stepped into Libra. I was going to say, are we in Virgo? No, we're in Libra right now. Okay, so Virgo for the month of October. For your career, you have the Sacred Union in reverse. And this one is, partnerships. But this is time for you to reassess partnerships. To me, this isn't you're coming into a new partnership. If you are entertaining a new partnership, this is you need to do a better assessment before you do it, because it may be some fluff tied into it. Is what it feels like for me, is that there's some unrealistic expectations coming from a partnership. And being honest, what it feels like is that and this is for somebody specific, and I don't know who, you got a partner who's talking a good game, and they got all the energy up front. But once it starts finding fruition, the ball's gonna fall in your lap. The partner's gonna pull their energy back, and then you're gonna be left holding the ball. But the partner gonna still call himself a partner, but ain't gonna want to put in the same amount of work and energy that it took to get the flower out the pot, so to speak. So if you have a partner who has a tendency of flip-flop energy, you're going to have to be clear whether you're going to tie your energy into that union, because that ain't going to be a good union altogether. So be mindful of your partnerships. If the person that you are working in is not a reflection of you, it might not work. And I don't mean that in the sense that they got to be exactly like you, but it can have to be a reflection in the sense that they complement your energy and everything you need to make your business whole. Not, would they think like me and they only do things that I do, because sometimes that's a bad recipe for a business. You have to have people who can see things from different perspectives in order to have a successful business. But if you are always at odds, or you have somebody who is a obvious flake, don't invest your energy into a business with that type person. Definitely not for a Virgo during the month of October. For your laugh component, basically your self-care and your health, it is the Prison Waif in reverse. And this also ties into the business card, whereas the business card was saying don't settle for a half-ass partner. Don't think that you have to settle for a half-ass partner. The Prison Waif, it's in reverse, but upright, it speaks towards self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. So in the sense of what I'm saying, like this, for your self-care and for your business, don't think that, I got to do this now before it's too late. Don't trick yourself into hopping in a cage with a lion just because that's the only way out. Sometimes you might need to stay put in. If the only way out is through death, then stay your ass still so you don't get killed. So don't sabotage yourself and involve yourself with people, places, and things that you know are going to cause you more turmoil, but you doing it because you tired of being broke. Poverty consciousness. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of not having this. I'm tired of not having that. So fuck it. I'm just ready to jump on board. You can't do that. That's a sense of self-sabotage. You're going to have to do the homework, and you have to have patience. And that comes off again in your relationship. Remember, one area of lack in one can translate into an area of lack of all. If you ain't happy at work, a lot of times you ain't happy at home. And a lot of times if you ain't happy at work and home, you ain't going to be happy in love. If you make it out of that equation like that, kudos to you. But it is what it is. Going into the love component, the Mapmaker of Destiny in reverse. And again, what I was saying right here is self-sabotage, because you're not owning your own energy and you just want to tie it in to somebody to make you feel good. I need a business plan. Business plan is going to translate into a higher sense of finances, which is going to make me happier, which is going to make me more attractive. It's going to make me more attractive because instead of me owning my own map and my own destiny, I'm going to let the things around me determine my destiny. If I got a good job, then I'm marketable. If I'm marketable, then I'll probably get a good mate. If I got a good mate, I'm gonna stay marketable, which is gonna make me push off enough energy to keep a good job because I know I need to keep my mate. You see what I'm saying? You building everything around you, but you have done nothing to build yourself. And if you have done nothing to build yourself, then you're going to be the hollow component of your relationship. So you need to, in the map maker of destiny, you need to design. You need to design who you want your mate to be. And even in this sense, if your mate is merely your damn self, you need to make sure that you are making you into the most romantical motherfucker that you want to be with. So, excuse my language, but you know who I am. Okay, what it deals with on the map maker of destiny, it speaks towards authentic purposes, and this is the key word right here: inspiration and free will. You have to stay inspired to the point to where you know that this is your story. So if this is your story, be the author. Don't find yourself just being the star, waiting on somebody to hand you the script, and they're writing your story for you. Oh, well, I'll do it. Hell, oh, God's going to make a way. Be God, make your own damn way. And that's not a sense of arrogance. That's just a sense of fucking acknowledgement that ain't nobody going to do it for you but you. You can take the assistance of gods and angels of everybody else, but I'm pretty sure most higher energies would appreciate you doing something for yourself along the way too. So if this is your map, be the maker and own your own destiny through your sense of free will and your own sense of activation towards your purpose. Do not find yourself in a relationship with somebody who is just merely there holding space. Because if they're holding space, they are holding you from your ascension and they're tying you to that space. So if you're with somebody who you know you don't have a future with, let that shit go. If you are looking for somebody who only complements the other illusions around you, my job, my sense of self that only is tied into ego, or as long as I look good for my friends, then I'll feel good about myself. So let me get a piece of eye candy who probably, is a 10 in looks, but a damn 0 in personality. And this is male and female. So do not find yourself buying into your surroundings versus making sure your surroundings are a reflection of yourself. Don't find yourself in a relationship that is already written onto a dead end. You need to have somebody who can put you on the map, not take you off the map. And that's what I got for the first 6. I'm going to finish this up and see if it'll load. Wish me luck. And I'll come back and do the last 6 in a few minutes. Again, this is a Live, Laugh, Love reading for the month of October. Peace and wholeness.